Today I'm in the forest. Well, it's kind of not very forest, but yeah, some trees around me. Oh, sorry. Can't speak clearly because I'm packed. It's again minus 25, and I'm like, oh, okay. I go out anyway, but I have packed so much, so it's squeezing my face so I can't speak normally. Anyway, we are going now on the lake, and let's have a walk on the lake. But I just wanted to show you this beautiful forest. And now it still have these trees still have some snow on the top of them. You see on the top not so much anymore because the wind has been here, so it's like okay, they have been like the snow has fallen down, but we are heading to the lake. And this is I started to walk from the house. It's like maybe 15 minutes walk from the house I live, and it's actually a neighborhood called Björnevatten, which is an old mining village. So this area, like the whole Kirkenes itself, was born as a mining town since 1907, so 1907. That's when the mining started, and it continued until 90s. Then they had a 10 years break, and then it was mining going on until 2015. And mine has been operating about 90 years, so there is a lot of remains from the mine. It was an open mine mostly. So now I want to show you how these remains look like in this area. So as you see, I'm kind of in the nature itself, kind of. But let's take a look how the mining industry leaves marks on the nature even when the mining is done. Okay. I have arrived to the mining area, kind of border of the mining area, because you're not allowed to go into the mining area at all. It's privately owned now. There's like a company who is trying to see if it's possible to open up this mine again. So let's see. But at the edge you can have a walk. And this is the oldest part of the mining. So these mountains you're gonna see. You see? That's the mining, like the leftover stones that were not needed, so they pile it up, and these are like maybe been there for 70 years or something, because this is the oldest part of the mining itself. And yeah, you see, time has passed and the mountains remain there. So of course, when we do mine, we need all these resources. Like this mine has been about iron ore. So, show you. Yeah. Oh, you see me? Yeah. So, of course, we do need iron, but I mean, most of this iron was used during Second World War by Germans, because this was occupied area. Like the whole Norway was under the German occupation during Second World War, so they were taking all that iron to the war purposes. I mean, what I'm trying to say, when we recycle, we reduce amount of these mountains in the nature, because the nature looks differently originally before we humans interrupt with that. And so I don't want to say that don't use anything and so on, but with the small steps, I believe with recycling, especially recycling the metal, we can avoid to destroy nature, which used to look like this. That's how the mountain is originally was. Oh, somebody's coming with snowmobile. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I just need to move on so they can pass by. You see? It's a busy road. So they are doing the track for the skis. Amazing people. I mean, these are not municipality. So this is just private people doing a track. You see how, oh, I need to turn on the camera. I guess you don't need to see me anymore. See how beautiful track they are doing. So they are having this kind of thing behind their snowmobile to make this track for skiers. Amazing. And this is like voluntarily. I mean, of course, the weather is good for snowmobiling, but it's not only about that. It's about kind of taking care of the people here, just locals doing for locals without municipality interacting on that. I mean, it's lovely. But yes, okay. The next step in my worldview, if you already have something like these mountains of stone, then we need to see it as something beautiful, right? So I think those are very most beautiful shape of this, like hills, so straight and so kind of unusual. So we need to just enjoy and see the beauty in everywhere we kind of go, even though it has been made by people. We don't want to make all our nature looking like this, but it's already done. So now we see it as something beautiful, even though I'm sinking. I mean, I'm walking on the track, which they just draw over, and if you step side of the track, there is snow until your knees. It will be even more difficult to walk. I don't know if you can hear, but there is absolute silence. Well, okay, if you take away the snowmobile. This is absolutely beautiful area. Oh, you see? Over there is some houses. That's where I live. That's Björnevatten. And that's the mining village, originally built for the miners for this mine. Oh, why it's so deep every step I make? Every second, sorry. I think these remains of the mine, they are kind of, I don't know. Sorry, I'm shaking the camera because I am sinking. Why? Should be a track, no? Looks like I could walk without sinking, but yeah. Oh, I mean, okay, you understood that this is beautiful. And now I'm on the lake. So in the summer, I can't really walk by here because this is, water. So I'm standing by these hills, so you can see how tall they are. Of course, it's a little bit difficult to compare me and these hills, but they're quite high. It's not a couple meters, they are high. So, but I really like the shadows of the sun on these hills. You see those shadows? Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. You know, this modern art photography kind of type of, no, not modern art, anyway, for a black and white picture, that would be amazing. Just to have on the wall peaceful silence in the lake, on the lake. Would you like to have a walk here? Just telling you, it's minus 25. And you see all that gear, you see the frozen hair? I'm not joking, it is super cold. So, but it's worth it. It's sun is shining, so we don't complain. I think when you move to the north, the first thing you learn, you never complain about cold, because it's pointless, it's cold all the time. So you just like, okay, today is a little bit warmer, it's not minus 30, it's minus 25 degrees Celsius, so it's doable, I go for a walk. And tomorrow, if it's it's funny thing that after you've been living in the degrees minus 25, when it gets minus 10, you're like, summer. You take off your jacket and you just walk around because it's hot. So your body is kind of getting used to minus 25 for some reason. I don't know how it works, but it's kind of adopting. And then minus 10, you're like, I don't need a jacket. And then the tourists who are coming from more warmer countries, they're like, people don't wear jackets in minus 10. Yeah, of course, because we were already frozen when it was minus 25. So now our body is like, no, I don't feel cold anymore. After 25, oh no, minus 10 feels like nothing. So our summer can be like plus 15, 20 degrees Celsius, and that's hot for us. We are like, oh my god, yeah. Well, this is the beauty of living in the north. You get used to not so hot weather. You're not that picky when it's sunny day in the summer, plus 15. You're happy, yeah. So after minus 25, you see, it's a little bit windy now, so I have to stop talking and cover my face and keep going because it starts to be quite cold just to talk. This is how the landscape used to look like before the mining coming here. So you see, it's quite beautiful forest with these stones, beautiful trees, and of course the mining has swiped away everything, all kind of nature thing. I've been there in the mining area itself and it's only stone and dust. Nothing grows up there at all. So to get this kind of forest back on the top of those mountains that human dig out, it takes, well, long time. Yeah, so that's just a historical part of this area. It is what it is. So it just looks different, let's say, and it's good to have some pure nature still left as it kind of formulated at some point, but of course we don't survive in our modern lives without mining itself. That is absolutely understandable. It's just I was thinking if the mining companies could do something after they are done with the mining. Of course, I'm being maybe too kind of positive that the mining companies will start kind of covering up those stones and maybe plant some trees or something, but I don't know. Or we just leave those mining areas as it is, and yeah, I don't know. Tell me your opinion if you think something of solutions with the mining, because that mining area that we have here, it is huge. So it's literally huge. I'm planning to become a friend with the drone so I can fly a little bit and show you the massive amount of the mining itself. I will try to see if I can find some pictures of it on the internet or maybe a map or something. We'll see, but just believe me, it's massive. Here you can see this pink area is the mining area, and right there on the right side it's actually Russia. So it's only 8 kilometers by air from the mining to the Russian border. Of course, 90 years people has been mining there, so it's understandable. By the way, here I'm coming to the lake number 2. And it's been really cold winter this year, so there's no any kind of a danger to walk on the lakes, which is amazing. Because in the winter you can go by the lakes in the places you can't go in the summer. And look at these shadows. I've been studying photography, so sometimes I see just these black and white pictures that you could just, hang it on the wall. Going down to another lake, and now it's 1:30, so you see the sun is kind of setting down. Our sun at the moment is not getting all the way up. It's kind of going up a little bit and then starting to go down again. So it gets kind of not super dark, but kind of darker already after 4 o'clock. So yeah, we still have kind of some remains of polar night, so it's not so much sun yet, but in March it will be much better because the day is getting longer every day, so then it's the sun amount it will be longer and longer. And in the summer we can have a polar day, we don't have any darkness at all. So we have these a little bit extremes. But what I wanted to show you, look at that. Water coming from the top of the stone. I can't get there, can I? No, I think the snow is too deep to go and take one of these ice spikes, or how you call them in English. Write in the comments if you know better word for that. And just by the way, I'm not native English speaker, as you can hear already with my several mistakes. I know I do mistakes in my English, so if you feel like you want to correct me, feel free to write in the comments, because I'm kind of trying to improve my English, and some phrases might sound strange, so yeah, feel free. But yeah, I think this is the lake. Oh yes, this is my summer lake, because that's where I'm swimming. Yeah, no, it gets warmer. You don't think that I'm crazy. Not now, but like in July, August, it gets actually quite warm. And the water is also getting, well, maybe plus 15, maybe a little bit plus 18 sometimes. There is one other lake in the area where the temperature was last year plus 22. That's hot. That's a hot water for us. So this lake doesn't get so warm. It very much depends if the lake has underground springs, because those are cold, and the more you have those in the lake, the colder the water, and it's kind of hard to warm it up. But there's other lake which don't have those springs, well, at least that much, and it's not so deep. This is quite deep lake. Of course, then the heating up the water takes longer, and it doesn't really get super warm. Today is Sunday, 15th of February, and I'm wondering, look at these landscapes. There is a track for skiing, for walking. There's nobody. And I'm not in the wildness, I'm like 10 minutes from my house. Okay, 15 now. But still, this is not somewhere in the middle of nowhere. You see the tracks? Yeah, nobody. And today is Sunday. The weather is beautiful. Where all the people are? Well, the dog walker, the people with the dogs. Where they are? Nobody. I'm feels like not many people go out when it's minus 25. Or, no, the real case is that in this area, people have a lot of cabins outside of Kirkenes. So like a half an hour, 1 hour driving away from the town, you have a cabin. And there you have usually bigger snowmobile area where you can just drive around. So people go in their cabins. Most of them live in the private houses, but they still have a cabin somewhere in the more remote area than I am now, where they can drive snowmobile basically anywhere. And that's what locals really are fan to do, to drive to the snowmobile. And many of these cabins don't have a road, so they are using snowmobiles to drive to the cabin first. So that's kind of a way of living. And I know there is several parking spots, like a big parking spots in the wilderness, and you have also a lot of snowmobiles there parked. So people come with their car, leave the car, jump on the snowmobile and go to the cabin. That's how it works there. So I think in Monday, Tuesday I could see here much more people than actually on the weekend, because the weekend is the cabin time. And it doesn't matter if you have children, whatever, you pack them all and you go to the cabin. Most of the cabins don't have running water, no electricity, you have a fireplace, that's it. And no Wi-Fi. Yeah. That's kind of a Nordic North mentality, that even when you live already in wild area, like for example, we have mooses here walking. I have seen moose here in this area. And that's kind of normal. Okay, the reindeers are even more normal. They're everywhere. We don't even count them as a wild animals anymore. Well, first of all, they're semi-wild. So they have an owner. That's why it's like, yeah, reindeers is everywhere. What I want to show you, I can't zoom it in because -25 touchscreen says, no, don't touch me, I don't feel you. So, yeah, you just have to now see that. Now you see my finger, but there is a jumping tower. Yes, for swimmers, and there's even this rescue circle like this. You know, you can drop to the people who are trying to kill themselves in the water. So, that was deep. Yeah, so that's the local beach. You have a parking spot over there, and then you walk to that beach, and in the summer there's quite a lot of people. I mean, a lot for the north, so you can have maybe 1-2 families sitting there. Very often locals come for a swim. Just swim, dry out, go. But yeah, this is a local beach. According to the sound, the snowmobile is approaching. We'll see if they will come. And here on this lake, you don't have these mountains of the mining going directly to the water. So you see, there on that lake you will have the mountain from the mining, but this lake is surrounded by natural mountains. So there is no any kind of dust or these rocks from the processed mining in this water, at least. So yeah, I love it. And the most of the yeah, okay, it's cold. Yeah, it should be, well, it's February, so it could be nicer if it would be -10. Would be still quite fresh, enough fresh. But I love this fact that when you live in the north, there is no people. Don't get me wrong, I like people, but not when you go hiking. You want to be in the nature. You don't want to be in the crowd of people just passing by and talking and, No. I prefer, when I go in the nature, to be me and the nature. Okay, like here now I can hear some cars and snowmobiles, and it's not purely nature, but I don't have the crowds around me, and that's the best part of this. So let's see if I can walk a little bit on it. Yes. So this snowmobile track is going direction of the parking spot where I usually leave my car when I come here for swimming in the summer. Try to get closer to this jumping tower so you will actually see it. Okay, I think you can see it enough. You see the structure over there? Yeah, That's jumping tower. Well, it has one high level. That's enough. Okay, now I need to go back to that track and then head home. Thinking, should I just be brave and walk through this? Let's try. How badly I will sink. Well, not badly at all. Until antler? No. Anyway, I don't sink badly at all. That's it. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to walk, but it's fine. I can manage it. Not so much. Oh. I told you there is no people. Now there is this person with a dog. Okay, I don't want to film people. Feels like, because I usually don't like to be filmed myself. But you see on the track there is a person with a dog. So, not everybody has a cabin. Or not everybody went to the cabin this weekend.